Okay, good afternoon, everyone. So today's topic will be under OA4 Steno 2, which is Intermediate Shorthand. So I'm Professor Mary J.G. Castillo Ardela, under Office Administration Department, College of Business and Entrepreneurial Technology, Rizal Technological University. So let us go first with some suggestion that you may use for you to cope up with the following, especially during dictation and while you're working with shorthand or stenostroke. So number one, when you fall behind. So we have keep up as long as you can. The editor may pause to think to the rest of the sentence or paragraph, and the few seconds that this takes may be sufficient for you to catch up. Then we have letter B. When you can keep up no longer, skip the words that you have not written and leave a line or a two blank in your shorthand notebook. When transcribed, this blank space will indicate that the point at which you have a break. Next, letter C. Pick up the dictation at the new point. Never stop writing. If you do, you may never become really rapid writer. Letter D. When you transcribe incomplete notes, try, with the help of the context, to supply the words that you had to leave out. Next, number 2. When you meet an unfamiliar word. Of course, there are some cases that the word might be uncommon or, let's say, peculiar to us. So we have letter A. Try to write the word in full. Letter B. If you cannot write it in full, try to get at least the beginning of the word. This beginning may help you find the correct word in a dictionary later. Next, letter C. If the word completely escapes you, leave a space so that you can really readily locate the spot at which the word occurs. The important consideration is that you do not become confused and lose previous time worrying about then word as the dictator continues speaking. When you transcribe, you may be able to substitute a synonym for the word you missed that will not alter the meaning of the dictation. The larger your English vocabulary, the less frequently this problem will confront you. Consequently, do all you can to increase your vocabulary through intensive reading and study. That is why we are always giving some assignments, some reading practices, and dictation and transcription practices. Number 3, you do not hear a word. That is a normal thing that most of the students do encounter. So we have letter A, leave a space when you do not hear a word. Once again, context may lead you to supply the word, or at least a satisfactory substitute when you transcribe. Do not stop writing with the hope that the next context of the next few words may suggest the word you missed. Always remember that one. If you stop writing, you may fall hopelessly behind. And that is why we are always telling you, always have focus every time we have dictation and transcription. Letter B. If you think you hear a word, but the context tells you that it could not be possible be the correct one, write what you think you heard anyway. If you have time, encircle the outline quickly. If you are pressed for time, leave a space. If you have written what you thought you heard, your outline will often suggest the actual word that was dictated. Letter C. There will be occasions when a word that you misheard will occur to you sometime later. When this happens, resist the temptation to go back and insert it. The dictator will not wait while you do so, and you may lose more than you gain. It is better to try to remember the word when you transcribe, and the chances are that you will. Now, we have here some sort of comparison between shorthand writing and voice recognition. So we have here the capability. So number 1, we have capture testimony at 99%. We have yes for shorthand, and definitely there's some sort of difference when it comes to voice recognition. Accuracy, definitely we have when it comes to shorthand. Handle multiple speakers at once. In shorthand, you can identify who are those speakers. Unlike voice recognition, definitely, it is a bit difficult to recognize who is that person or individual speaking. Like number 3, identify speakers. Same thing with number 2. Create an immediate draft. In shorthand, you can automatically have one, while in voice recognition, you still need to play back again and transcribe it into a longhand. Next, create same day or next day final transcript. That is possible in shorthand, unlike in voice recognition. Mark exhibit, definitely. In shorthand, you can do such thing, but in voice recognition, it's definitely no. Swear witnesses, that's a yes under shorthand and a no under voice recognition. Stop a proceeding for clarification due to accent or soft-spoken witness. So that is a yes in shorthand and a no when it comes to voice recognition. So that's the difference when it comes to shorthand writing and voice recognition. I do hope it is a bit clear that using shorthand has definitely an advantage compared to depending or using a what we call voice recognition nowadays. Even though it's easy, but of course, in some point, it definitely proved that shorthand writing do have a lot of advantages. Now, part 1. So we have here some brief form and derivative recall or review. Okay, so first thing we have here an, about, acknowledge, advantage, advertise, after. Next, we have here and, anniversary, any, appropriate, are, our, at it, be by, between, business, but, can. Next line, we have character, circular, circumstance, communicate, company, convenience, convenient. So we have 2 longhand for that outline. Next, we have correspond and correspondence. Same, we do have 2 outline for that. 2 definition for that outline. Then we have here could, difficult, direct, doctor, spelled out as in D-O-C-T-O-R, doctor abbreviated as in DR period, and during. And last, we have enclosed. Now, let's try without those labels. So let's see if you can identify or you can read the following brief forms. So anyone who can read the first line, the second line, the third line, the fourth, and the last line, simply shout out if you would like to read one to be recorded as your recitation. Okay. For the second line, for the third line. Hope you can still recall the brief forms. We're just recalling some of it because this is actually part of our previous class or discussion. Okay. Now, let's proceed with another set of brief forms. So next, we have in the first line, we have the electric, enveloped, equipped, we have equivalent, we have ever, every, we have executive, experience, for, from, general, gentleman. So you cannot see E as part of the stroke. We have glad, good, govern, we have, his, is, simply an S. However, glad. We have here idea, immediate, importance, not, include, incorporate, insurance, manufacture, memorandum, morning, Mr. and Mrs. Okay, so let us have a last glance before we proceed with the next slide. There you go. Okay, can we have anyone from the group Who can read the first line of outlines or brief forms? Okay. What about the second line? The third line? Okay, we have here the fourth row of brief forms. Okay, what about the last row? Okay. Next. Another set of brief forms. We have here Miss. Never. Newspaper. Next. Object. Of. We have office. One. Opinion. Opportunity. Order. Ordinary. Organize. Out. There's no D. Over. Part. Particular. Present. Privilege. Probable. Product. Program. We have here progress. Property. Last row we have public. Publication. Published. We have here quantity. Question. Recognize. And we have recommendation. So those are the brief forms. Next. So let's see if you can read it without those labels. Okay, anyone who can read the first row of brief forms? Okay, what about the second row? Okay, what about the third row? Fourth. And the last row. You have here 2 for this one. Alright. Last set, we have here regard, regular, reluctant, reluctance. We have 2 for this one. Request, responsible. We have here satisfy, satisfactory. Send, several. Short, should, a bit longer. Significant, significance. We have 2 here. Soon, speak, state, statistic, street, subject, success, suggest, done, think. Look at the dot. It's at the end of the stroke. Dot, the, there and there, them, they, think. The dot is underneath the stroke. These, throughout, time, under, usual, value, very, was. We have will and well. Okay, let's see. Anyone who can read the first row? Simply say mine so I can recognize you. Okay, what about the second row? Yes. Third row of brief forms. Yes. Next row. Next row. And the last row. And here we have here the last set. We have where, what, when, where, which, wish. Oh, there should be no H here. With, work, world, word, would, yesterday, you, your. Alright. Anyone? Can you please read the entire? Yes? Okay. So that's it.